Pick up on a nice, clean self, graduates. Pick up on a self. I see you. I see you all. I see you all. Big up on a self. Let me greet my people. Make sure that you hit that button, that like button to mark yourself present on the register before we go in it. And for tonight, make sure that you have your glass of wine. It's going to be a faceless live today, but it really is about the content and not about me. All right. So, first of all, good afternoon to you, Olivine. Good afternoon to you, Andrine. Gals are nice. Good night. Good night, Norma. Big up yourself. Kathy, big up yourself. June, big up yourself. Joanny Bulla, big up yourself. And let me see who else. Kerry, what's up? Know your English grammar. Hello, my dear. Joan Foster. Good evening. Good evening. Yes. I have a few things to say tonight and a few things to discuss. I come in like a tentorian in a one, but I'm not quite a tentorian in a one. Kind of wondering which angle to attack it from first. Hmm. This is where I'm going to start, right? Because a number of people have been sending me messages. Guys, remember, I'm still on holiday. I start work officially next week. We have 2 weeks off during the Easter. So during that time, it's my time to chill, to revitalize myself, to just have fun and relax. And if you notice, a lot of the stuff I'm posting on my Facebook is very lighthearted. Me not caught up in any mess. I think the only thing was that whole thing of clarifying what was said and what wasn't said on my previous live. Other than that, it's all good. I do believe that Planka Boss has addressed the mistake that was made in her live. She has apologized more than once for the misinformation and the misinterpretation because she clearly did not listen to the live. I don't know who passed on that kind of information. And this is the kind of thing with those of you who are possibly in her ear. Sometimes you really need to make sure that you are passing on things accurately. If that was the case, or if she just barely listened to it, it's also important to fully listen in order to gain understanding, right? And that way things like this can be avoided. Of course, it did get on my nerves when I saw some of the responses in the audience because, one of the things that I always pride myself in doing is going. I try to avoid going via third parties. Even if I manage to miss a clip, I want to make sure I'm on the original live to confirm that the clip is being used in the correct context, etc., etc. I don't just run with hearsay because, he says, she says is never a basis of any argument, right? Yes. And yes, she said that she didn't listen to the full thing. So that is fine. And I know how 33 times 3 is. Our attention span is very short. And sometimes taking in all this information, especially when emotions are running high around a topic, can prove challenging. Okay. But yes, what irritated me was some of the responses. Not because some I want to out there clearly don't like this platform or don't like me, even though you don't know me from a can of paint. You guys are going to use the opportunity to try to spin the narrative because you know what? Flanker shop for turn over for me. Me know that, don't think so. Me no know that is some of our deepest desire. But all I'm going to say to you is this. I made it very clear when I first came out on social media. Well, no, not when I first came, but after I became established enough that one of the biggest inspirations that I had was the advice that was given by 33 times 3 to not waste time in a phone. Yeah? The seed was already planted from that comment. And of course, through the encouragement of other people on social media who know me just a little bit more than you guys, like Tammy Faye, who encouraged me to say, listen, get started, do this thing, and even inspired the name of my channel. Because he named me Head Teacher K, in case you don't know, right? Because I came out first with just my name, K Grants. And then she said, no, change that, man. Call yourself Head Teacher. She was the one who actually gave me the name. So I changed it. So it's a whole heap of other people involved, but really and truly, the seed was already planted and the inspiration was already garnered from 33 times 3 said, don't waste time in a phone. Using a phone for progressing yourself. Money there in a phone, so go out there, go make money in a phone. Yes? A solid argument that connected with me. Okay. So I need you to understand that given the fact that this lady is a huge part of my inspiration, and I don't mince my words when I say that, and I have never ever hidden that inspiration. And I know a lot of people come out here and go and like say the lady don't have anything to do with them success, even though when she call out the name of them platform, a whole bunch of people go and go follow and like and start to watch or support. They don't like to give credit where it's due. I have always given credit where it's due. I remember some people, some person coming up on my post when I was thanking everybody for the 5K followers when I hit that on YouTube. And somebody said, that's what happened when Planka Boss endorse you. Like I was supposed to feel a way about that. And my response was, well, I embrace the Planka effect with gratitude. Because some people speak about it like it's a disease. It's not to me. So why would I ever use my platform to tear down somebody who has inspired me so much? I may not agree with everything, and I won't, because I am a free thinker. But what I am not is disrespectful. And sometimes people think that I may be mincing my words or skirting around issues rather than coming, firmer and sterner. And they don't realize that I am not like some of you. I never look a gift horse in the mouth. No, I don't. I will disagree, but I will do so respectfully. Right? And just as I expect my graduates also to not always align with my arguments, they are free to also disagree respectfully. Either of us can stand our ground, but it never has to come to the point of bad word cussing or dipping up on the people or telling nobody about their mother. You understand? So yes, I may not come down on her like a ton of bricks, because why should I? At the end of the day, this is a person who has inspired me to be a better version of myself. And I am not ashamed to admit that. While I've always had the skills and the ability, I may have been too shy to come out. So at the end of the day, don't expect that you will ever hear HTK coming out here, calling this woman names, shouting at her, and being downright disrespectful, even when I speak my perspective, which can be wholly independent of what anybody else thinks. I have and always will be a free thinker. Nobody can control me, rule me, guide me, or try to hook me up in any way in order to control my platform or the content that comes out of it. That is right, Kerry. We don't do sheep over here at all. I also encourage my graduates to have their own opinions, and they do not have to align with mine. Of course, they have to be prepared for a debate, but I will still hear them out. So after I did my last live, quite a few, why? Graduates, I tell you all the time, I can't always tell you. Anytime when you hear me say, enter class at your own risk, me just know say a beer things are going to go on, right? I'm prepared for it. So of course, beer things go on. I'm trying to be as nice about this as I can. I'm not going to say me, I mince my words. I am aware that as I said, I received quite a few messages and some notifications in my group. Big up on yourself in a John shop. Now always keep me up to date when my eye turn. So I received quite a few messages that my live was being streamed, etc., etc. on another blogger's platform that it was being discussed in a courtroom scenario and so on and so forth. I've only listened to it today. I think there were a few of them, like about 3 or so. So I listened in and out. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't listen to everything in totality. I jumped across bits, right? Now, when I first came out on social media, I did make it clear that unless there was blatant disrespect, I would not be executing any strikes or anything like that. My IJS family does not have that approach. Them tell me straight, some if you just strike and whatever. I've explained to them the ins and outs of things. There will come a point where I will be uploading my videos both on YouTube as well as on Facebook. So in terms of using bits of my content, it might be trickier, but it's still not impossible. There are ways around it, and experienced bloggers know how to do that, right? But I will not be going after anyone who handles my content with respect. As I said, they do not have to agree with me. We do not have to be comrades in terms of friends or, about the same kind of thing. But in terms of blogger code, there really is no need when there is no disrespect. So I want my graduates to just relax, okay? I wasn't afraid for debate, right? That's a carry. I some like it. You understand? We like it. So, yes, I did listen to some of the perspectives and stuff. And I think this is the only thing I'm going to pull out. And that's the whole thing about why does HTK not come straight, direct, harsh, come down, stern and whatever. Never is it going to happen when it comes to 33 times 3. Because of the admiration and because I don't look a gift horse in the mouth. I've always been a person of gratitude, okay? And it's the same for any of my colleagues in Inner John shop. I would never come out here and start done them. And if me and them fall out, it now go reach from a page. You understand? It's going to be behind closed doors, either directly to the person or, that is where it will end, right? In the group or nowhere else. Because I'm just not that type of person. Yes? And if the day should ever come, because, hey, life is a funny thing, where 33 times 3 loses respect or because I would like to think that I've earned her admiration in terms of how I present my content, loses that, then, of course, at that point, it would be a case of you go my way, I go, you go your way, I go mine. I'm still not going to come out here and dun the woman. It's not going to happen. I believe that my approach in terms of how to deal with disagreements on social media has given me a kind of, I don't know, a more secure mental health than some of the things I've observed. Knowing when to let things go is quite important. And also learning how to read the room. And I'm not saying that we can't lash out, but it's how we do it, right? Yeah. So when I saw some of the Planketarians in the comments, and I'm also glad that 33 times 3 addressed some of your behavior, where you guys, the moment you think somebody is anti 33 times 3, you don't know for a fact, you just have to smell it. Gonna start with a tear down campaign and the disrespect and all of that, right? And she had to let you guys know that this kind of behavior is really not okay. Because if she's not offended by it, you should not be. But I also gather that from the fact that she took the information the wrong way and you guys thought she was offended, it was your time now to arm up and run out. I used to be like that. Remember, say I was one of them, right? So I understand it. So to an extent, yes, I didn't appreciate it, but it was clarified and done. But there was one comment where I had to definitely respond. And that person took some issue with me actually saying that I would fund public speaking classes for that law students. On the basis that I was offering it because I said she not chat good. Did you hear me say that, lady? I never said that. Some of you are so narrow in the way you think. You cannot distinguish the difference between the ability to pronounce words and the ability to articulate and enunciate and to express. And because you don't know the difference, all I can put it down to is she not chat good. The girl not there at school, of course she can talk. And of course she can pronounce words. Do you think that's all there is to public speaking at all? What do you know about pitch and clarity and tone? Some of you people are looking for opportunities because you guys don't like it when 33 times 3 shows any other platform holder any respect. You don't like it. And the reason why you don't like it, trust me, I'm not knocking that in or listening up. The reason why you don't like it is because oftentimes when there is disagreements, these said platform holders that were once revered in the shop turn around and rip her a new one. But I want you to understand that while it is that you've got all these typicals, there is always an exception to the rule. And trust and believe, I might very well be that exception. So yes, I needed to address that because I don't really know why it bond that person so much. Why it hat you so much. I wasn't planning to ask you for any money to do it. And I still remain more than willing should the need come. Now there's another thing that I wish to respectfully disagree with. And this is the whole concept that any of my statements in that last live had something to do with things changing overnight. I don't really understand how people did that maths. Yes, Burshaka, I mean your Tammy Faye. That's right. I don't really understand how people did that maths, right? I did clearly say, and I suppose because I don't know if you're getting hypnotized by my voice, why things are going over people's head, but may I go just repeat this again? And then you can go back to my previous live and you can do the matching, okay? I made it clear that should, by the end of her undergraduate program, so that's what, 3 years? And the time comes for her to do that practical part, which is passing the bar or whatever. And she, listen to all the conditions, you know. And she finds that public speaking still remains an impediment, which means an obstruction, which means a stumbling block. I will, and I said part fund, and I later enunciated and said, actually, I will fund the majority. Be willing to pay for public speaking online classes and use my platform to raise the rest. That's what I said. Listen to all the conditions. So if she goes abroad, gets that experience, expression improves, continues to do YouTube, expression improves, gets practice time in court, expression improves, and it's no longer an impediment. There is no need. Is that clear? Please tell me that's clear. Because sometimes it come like say, because I speak standard English in the majority of my lives, me I talk Greek. So I am making it clear that if all those conditions having passed still leaves her with a wanting for that professional and personal development, I'm willing to invest in it. And that, Bonio, you know, there's something wrong with you. You don't see that something is wrong with your meds. And it's just because I'm having mercy why I don't call your name on this platform, but it is very much on my Facebook Live. Avoid me. Because some of you do not mean people well and are satisfied with lower standards. I am not. I am naturally a high achiever from childhood to this day. And anybody who goes on my Facebook, trust and believe some of my friends from school days are still very much there. And them would tell you. Always first and second in my class. Never third. And to God be the glory. Because I had good family that invested in me to make sure that my academics were on par, but also encouraged me to participate in all kinds of extracurricular activities so that I could become a well-rounded person. Now, I'm aware that not many people have that advantage. And this is the beauty of community-driven charity. It is about social justice and social action. Why do you think HTK would ever be against that? It's not a part of my making. Anything to uplift somebody who is in want and need, I am for it. So if those of you think that, oh, went out 3 times, 3 do something wrong, you have to jump on her, you have to beat her, you have to whop her. For all the social justice that has come out of that platform and all of the help that poor people get out of that platform, purely only on just that basis. I'm not talking about her personality or, anything else. I'm talking about her actions. I will never disrespect her or disagree in a way that I'm not going to approve of. Because for you guys, the moment I don't do that, I'm automatically one-sided. I've said it a million times. I am biased towards her. I've stated all the reasons why just now. It does not mean, despite my personal biases, because all of us have personal biases, I cannot handle any subject with objectivity. And I know that's going to be hard for some people to analyze and understand. Right? Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm so sorry, guys. I ordered some food and for some reason the person couldn't find my house. But yes, I apologize for that delay. Right? So as I was saying, you guys are going to consider me one-sided. You're going to consider me biased, all of those kind of things. You are not wrong when you say I'm biased. But what you may not understand is that one can be biased and one can handle things with objectivity as well. There is not one human being that does not have personal biases, okay? It's impossible. But where the higher skill comes in is the ability to separate that from your arguments. Yeah. And I pride myself in being able to do that. A lot of it has to do with experience and my past roles, where I've had to operate with objectivity despite being personally biased. All right. So that handles the third part of that live, right? I know we're going to go into some other bits now. And I'm just going to give my housekeeping warning. First things first, please make sure that there are no children present. And they hear me? Remove all juniors from the vicinity and make sure that there are no children present because the content now is for adults. So this person reached out to me with their story And needless to say, it was quite shocking. I tell you that people send me stuff in my inbox all the time. There are people who reach out to me with things that they want me to share. And some of it is jarring, some of it isn't. But this is one of them story there. That that shook me. So we're gonna make sure we have our glass of wine and we're sipping and we're listening to this. Okay.
Share this anywhere else. I didn't get listened to. But I think that I have a very unique story to tell, and people not gonna really believe it, but I saw it go. But I wanted to share it because I want to put my mind at ease that I have moved on and I'm now a better person, and also to stop people from making these kind of mistakes as well, right? So first things first,
Tell me that you guys can all hear that. I hope it's loud enough, because I have it as a audio file. I had to change her voice because I didn't want her recognized. Can we all hear the voice that I just played? Give me a thumbs up in the live. And while the thumbs up are coming, let me go through the comments. And make sure that I've responded to some people. Right. So, yes, big up yourself, bro Shaka. I see you. Stacy, you're late. Do you know that late, my lovely? That was just the intro speech. Stacy says you're not speaking Greek. Some people just don't. I wouldn't like to think so. I just think that people struggle to comprehend because sometimes my language goes over their head. Pauline, big up yourself. Clara's Crystal. Debbie, hello, teacher and classmates. Absolutely. Mark yourself present, Debbie. Make sure you click the like button. Doris, and you do it really well. Big up yourself. Know Your English Grammar says you can be biased and objective at the same time. Thank you very much. Sonia says they want to come out like all rogue. I know that you know how to deal with a situation in a positive way. Big up yourself, Sonia. Joan Foster, very clear. Good. Carrie Broshaka, teacher, say you figure your bed. No, I did not, Broshaka. No, make her mix me. Annette, big up yourself. Yes, I am glad to be back. Carmen Rattree says, good afternoon. The naysayers just love to run the foul mouth. All of them need to go and get some Scotch Brite and go and scrub them dirty skin, mighty God. Yvette, good night. Rochelle, big up yourself. And Suzette has given me the thumbs up, which means she can hear the audio nice and clear. Okay, right. Let's go.
I grew up in a part of Jamaica called Meadowbrook, and in that area there, it was a fairly okay area. My mother, she was a living helper, and we used to live around at the back. I used to go to school and everything from around here. And it was a okay living because originally we come from the ghetto. So when my mother got this job and they allowed her to bring her child into the house, she was very grateful for that, right? Sorry, I have to send you this story piece, because my dad work and making her out doing what I'm supposed to do. So no mind if it's choppy, but I will come back to things and tell you it. I'll make sure that it is straightforward as possible for people to understand what took place. So when I moved into the house with my mother, I was I would say about 7 years old, right? And my mom is a young mom still, so my mother, she never really, she never have no man constant in her life. My father, me knew him, but me not really know him. So anyway, I was living with them. I went to primary school. I finished primary school. My mother was with this family for a long time. I want you to understand that. And when I used to go to school, and so the family that was there was very good to me. So in that house, there was a husband, a wife, and he had 2 sons. The 2 sons were a little bit older than me. One, I would say, was close to my age, He was probably about a year older than me or two. And then the other son though was a teenage son, and he was going to high school. So the father in the house, we were calling Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown was a very, I would say, like a very kind man. He used to always give me little lunch money extra, separate and apart from the pay when give my mother. And him was very kind. Mrs. Brown, now him wife, she did very snobbish.
Hold on there. Debbie said no sound. Debbie, anybody else, are you not hearing? Only let me know if you're hearing, because Debbie is saying no sound. Debbie, if you are having no sound and everybody else have, probably come out and go back in. Because I think the sound is fine. I can see there's no mute on my side. Is everybody else hearing? So she basically starts off by saying that her mother was a helper in a household. Okay, you can hear. All right. Her mother was a helper in the household. She and the mother moved into the back of the house. And at the back of the house, that's where they used to live. And she went to primary school, etc. from there. All right. And that the family was more or less good to her. Good. Okay, so we can hear. Debbie, you have to come out and go back.
She didn't think that she that never used to really deal with us other than to give instructions to my mother or to tell her sons to stop playing with me because them have homework to do or whatever. She seemed to like try everything to keep us in our place. She never want mix with us, and she never like it. Our son them used to play with me at the time when we come in from school and so, because the teenage son him would have just out there with me out in the yard, and me and the other little boy used to play, and she never really liked that.
Classism,
Even
typical.
though you would have said she was, cause she did red skin, you know, she was like a typical red skin Jamaican woman. You know, we all them stay already, them things, so then men like her than everybody else. But even though she did stay, so other than that, she wasn't a bad person to me. Like when she talked to me or she talked to her mother, it was with respect. And she used to also do little extra things, like at Christmas she always buy me new clothes, new shoes. Like I was a part of the family, but not quite. I really don't know how to explain it, but something like so. Anyway, it could be like say Mr. Brown and Mrs. Brown was having some difficulties in their marriage. Remember I said my mother is a single mother, and she was a young mom as well. So my mom now, she was in her 20s. And I'm not gonna lie, one of the things I remember about my mother is that she always had a really good shape. And me inherit the shape too. My mother did have a really good shape, Coca-Cola bottle shape. And she was attractive. She wasn't so pretty like Mrs. Brown, you know, but she did attractive. So how we know say problem of going in a them marriage now was that Mr. Brown all of a sudden start sleeping at the guest room. Them not sleeping at the same room at night time. And occasionally we hear them a cuss and a quarrel. We don't really understand what them a quarrel about, but I remember hearing that as I was growing up. It was like that for, I would say, about 2 years or so. And my mother, she just said, listen, mind your business, not get involved in them things, not ask the little boy them nothing about them parents, because of the one little work that she have, and she don't want anything go wrong with it. And the fact that she can live there rent free and she can get her salary is a big plus for her. Okay, I was never a little dance girl, you know. I did bright in a school, so I passed my common entrance exam, and I get into a nice school, and I can name the school, and they were very happy for me. The whole family was happy for me that I did well, because they're by that time now, you know, the son, the one that was close to my age, he was already in high school. I was what you call a early bloomer, or you know, me start get breast and hip so earlier than my peers. And it's coming like say as the time progressed. I noticed that Mr. Brown started to look at me kind of different. I was still a child. Remember now I am going into high school. And we are going to high school. And if you can imagine, I was only about 12. 11 plus 12. So I noticed him I look at me different and I tell me, say, he used to tell me, say, me for stop wear tight clothes. And me for wear big t-shirt. So I tell my mother, say, Mr. Brown, I tell me, say, me not for wear tights. And when I tell my mother that, she get real angry. Me no know. It was a strange reaction. She get real angry, and at the first time I hear my mother actually cuss bad word, because my mother is like a Christian lady. And she say, like she just say, what the rat glad to that tell you that for? Wait, I feel do with him if you wear tights. So anyway, my mother say, you know something? Just no wear none around the house. When them are there, you can wear what you want. And so me just do it. Me never ask no question. Me never really understand, cause
Jesus.
me never into no man or boys or so. I was a very good little girl. So one day I was outside in the yard, and me that day I tried pick some cherry out of the cherry tree. Some cherry trees to grow down the side of the yard there. And it was cherry season. So me that pick some cherry so that we could have go make some cherry juice for dinner. My mother was the one who sent me out there. And that day, I think it was like
Hold on a
Saturday. She
minute,
was
hold
in the
on.
kitchen. Yes, it was a Saturday.
Hold on. Before I go another step further, I just realized that somebody is in the building. Hold on there. Let me back up because I never see that name there to heal them up. Did I miss? It is what it is. It is what it. Yes, it is what it is. Happy birthday! Before we carry on with this story, happy birthday to It Is What It Is. We are giving It Is What It Is a big shout out and a big happy birthday greeting. So people, wanna put happy birthday. It is what it is. I could just put it is if it's too long and give a shout out to It Is What It Is. Happy birthday, my darling. All right. Make we go on, listen.
She was in the kitchen, I cook and I do whatever. And me, I pick the cherry them off of the tree. She said she wants to make cherry juice so that for Sunday dinner, cherry juice would have left on the table. So I'm outside, me did have one jean shorts, me did have one t-shirt. And then Mr. Brown in come out. Mrs. Brown never did it. She went out with her two sons. Him come outside and him start to help me to pick the cherry. Why did he help me pick the cherry, Kay? Like somebody have gone, like, say, they want draw near to you, like, unnecessarily. Me stand up in front, him stand up behind me, like him a try to pick the cherry them over my head, were higher up than me can reach. I couldn't really understand why him choose to stand up behind me. Because at the end of the day, him could have waited till me move, and then he would have access to the tree, and so on. Or why him never go pick cherry from the other tree? He might pick the cherry from the same tree when me get on. Why didn't they pick the cherry above my head, Kay?
You see all them something there? You see all them something, yeah? If you think about it, as parents, we will warn our little girls about, boys trying to take advantage of them when it comes to certain things. We will talk about the no zones where, you mustn't get touched and stuff. But sometimes we don't really talk to them about how people can sneakily do certain things, and you have to be so aware of your personal space. Just listen to what this man do.
The man leaning on my back. And my friend and I have my jean shorts. And as I said, we did shape it, we did have big bottom and all of that. I feel something tough or rest on my body jaw. So what that? And when I look around, I think that I'm in like, I rub himself palm me. So I pull up and say, Mr. Brown, what you do? And he says, stop going like say you're innocent, man. You young girls know about these things.
That is
and
it, bro,
he just
Shaka.
himself in the house. In the wait for me to answer. ingested it, and then go in a house. Why? Me did feel away because my mother did tell me for me not to wear nothing tight and nothing short when Mr. Brown debut, when them debut. And she never see what I was wearing when I went out to go and pick the cherry. So I felt guilty. And I said, nah, tell her what happened. Just I go follow the instruction properly now and make sure, say, you don't get no more chance to take advantage of me like that. Honestly, and the graduates them, me they kind of feel like I'm my fault. So me never tell my mother.
And a lot of children, when they have these experiences, that is exactly how they react. They feel like if they tell their mother or they tell their parents, they're gonna be blamed, right? And a whole heap of times, that is exactly what happened. We have parents who will instantly say, so what you do down there? Where you wear that far? Where you go with the boy go around the corner far? Where you put yourself in that position, the far is an instant your fault kind of thing. And you get yourself in a one situation where you could avoid rather than dealing with exactly what took place.
So, as time go on, it not never happen again for a long time. Then we reach the age of 16. Now, by this time, now, you can imagine we're in the house now for about 10 years or so. My mother decides that she wants done with the helper life. And she wants to actually to start up a little business of her own because she's saving enough money. And she don't really want to stay a helper forever. So, the family looked like so they knew that this was what was going to happen. The big son, by them time now, in gone a university in more or less out of the house. We hardly see him. No, I lie. He never did university by this time. By this time, he finished university because he did start work. Right. So he had it there. He still at home, but he in and out and he having in woman and he had the work. You understand? So the other son now, he did finish high school. And it's interesting because even though we were close in age, no attraction never did it. We were just like brother and sister, and that is how he always view me. So it coming like say, I turned 16 and my mother, she came to go to Devon house, we eat little ice cream and it was a little celebration for me. And even Mr. Brown came. Mrs. Brown, she never interested. But he came and he paid for the ice cream for the two of us and the other son, the teenage son that was there. And yeah, it was a nice little time. That night now, everybody sit down in the house and my mother was there talking to the family and letting them know that she's gonna move on. She's gonna issue a notice and she's gonna move on. And they all knew about it, but it was like a family discussion because them kind of see we as an extended family. And the mother was saying that she wishes us the best, she wish her the best and whatever. She said she find one place to rent. And that we really wouldn't be too far away from them because we were going to be moving to Duane Park. We never even see the house or anything. My mother just go and do her thing on her own. And she says she'll go start do hair and, nails and then something there. Because my mother always used to go do some little course, wherever she could have do that. Because the family used to help her, Mr. Brown and Mrs. Brown used to help her if she said she wanted to do a little training in a this or that. And I used to remember my mother going to night school to do certain things, right? So she get qualified, she could have do hair. And I know that she did start a nail course at the time, so she did feel like she ready to start up on the business and she said she could work from her house. Everybody was really nice about it and all was well. Eventually the time come and we all pack up out of the house, we leave, we move to Duane Park. Mr. Brown all help with the moving. Mrs. Brown wish we well. Our younger son, he helped with the moving too. The older son never helped him, get too busy, but him come by just to say, just to wish us well also. And that was how we moved out of that house and my mother was no longer a living helper. So Kay remember me to them say their marriage was not always perfect. But I remember that there was a time when they weren't staying in the same room. It was on and off for all that time. One minute him in the room with his wife, next minute him in the room with his wife. After the passing place with me the one time, when I was about 13, he never touched me again, he never approached me. So we moved in at the new house, I'm comfortable, I still go school, getting to the point where now I go sixth form. And actually I was in sixth form when this situation happened. One night, I go on my bed and I leave my mother on the veranda, do one lady here. She got do one braid. And the hair braiding did fine. So I said to her, I said, Mama, I'm not stupid here because this will take long, so I go on my bed. I leave already the people them here, I go on my bed, I fall asleep. Okay? I wake up in the middle of the night for the toilet. When I wake up in the middle of the night, me hear some voice come from my mother's room. It was a man voice, and me hear my mother in the room with a man voice. But it wasn't no conversation, it was sounds. I know, I saw like Derek, but he come in like said about the hee-haw, take it out, it's hot.
Well, I know what she said. Every time I hear the party, I'm turn over. She said she don't want to do the Derek, but they come in like them and do hee-haw, take it out, it's hot. All right.
Never disturb her. After all, be a big girl now, and we did have my little boyfriend, so this not coming like nothing to me. Just go back in my room and go sleep, but not reading, just pretend to go sleep. All me did I do, I just wait it out to see if we can catch a peep and see how which man that I leave the house. Okay? When we look through the window, when we hear the movements like the person left, now Mr. Brown, that me see, I go in a car. Mr. Brown, I left the house, and my mother walking out to the gate and all these things. Me did not only surprise me, did upset. Cause I was like, I thought my mother was a decent woman that, okay, she's a churchgoer. Me think say, alright, she might have a little man, but if you know, say she have a married man, that it really upset me. You see, as soon as she come in the house, I confront her, okay? And I say, Mommy, what you do? What you doing, Mr. Brown? And she just step on me for go on my bed and I know that business. And I say, but Mommy, this not right here. Much of the people, their married life. And she may ask her how long this has been going on. She look at me and tell me, say, me, a little people, me not understand life. She say, oh, you think we can afford this house? You think, say, I just a little savings and a little idiot money they used to pay me. I pay for this house in a doing park, yeah? She said, you just shut your mouth because he finance everything and has been financing me from me a little pitney, and I pay for my school and everything. So whatever
Yes,
she have to do,
Rochelle.
small sacrifice to keep the roof over our head. Me feel shame. So I go in my room and I just, sleep it off. And so I carry on. And me just go through school and I do what I have to do because of sixth form time. And, I saw it go. Me no do though, because it come like say, after seeing something like that and realizing that my mother was more or less, it's like say she sell herself so that we could have live, me just get bad. Me just get bad, me start up in a school. Me never finish sixth form, me drop out in the first year. And me drop out because a peer fight me a fight at school and then they expel me. I used to give my mother a hard time at this point and she could have hardly talk to me because me did kind of lose respect for her.
And trust and believe that is right. Let me tell you something. You know, a lot of the times we as parents, we do certain things, right? And we think, say, we picnic just like a carry on doing whatever do despite our own moral choices. And when when it comes down to it, you don't realize how much you are a mirror of your child as they're in their developing years. We think that from them hit, me don't know, 10, 11 upwards, them supposed to have them own mind. All right, we do know about foundation years, not to 5. But trust and believe children are constantly drawing from you as parents right up until they're about 19, 20. Yeah? There is still a lot of learning that they're learning from your patterns of behavior. When you hugely disappoint your children in terms of the kind of choices you make and how they held you in high esteem before, and it causes that effect where they no longer hold you there. And them can't tell you, say, mommy, me shame you or whatever, and you change your ways. They are going to act out in other scenarios. So the girl, she drop out of school. She never finish 6-1. But remember, you know, she have her O levels also. It's not the end of the world. But she drop out.
So come like send my mother wouldn't bother to do things with me on her own anymore. She needed help. So she actually called for Mr. Brown to come try to talk to me. Mr. Brown turned up at the house and he said, all right, we understand what is going on with your mother. And him tell me say him wife, she not show him no love, she deal with him harsh, and that my mother was always there, and it's just because of the children why I'm a divorcing wife. Then the man tell me say, and ask him, Mr. Brown, how long you and my mother together? He said, from before, from owner in the ghetto. Me and that is where I meet my mother. And them in a relationship from then, and him bring her in as a helper.
You hear that?
And tell me so that
you see all them man are disgusting. So basically, the man there with her from in the ghetto. You know, so one of the things I never asked this lady, and I probably should have asked her, lady, message me. Mr. Brown is your biological father, because you never know whether or not him is your biological father. Because at the end of the day, it sounds to me like, say, remember, say you reach in a Meadowbrook there from you about 6 or 7. And if you think about it, before you were living in the ghetto, and then you got to Meadowbrook, and you more or less grew up in a Meadowbrook, and you spend far more of your years there than you do in the ghetto. But from the ghetto, the man there with your mother, and him move the way him love your mother, him move your mother into his house, his marital home, and give her a back room for her to live in, and was even accommodating of you as a child. And if you notice that you said that the mother never liked to see you playing, maybe because she was fearful that the little boys might, one of the little boys might develop a crush on you, and you are them blood, you know. I just tell you how messy uptown people can be, you know, because she could have very well known that he is your dad and facilitating it. You stay there. Message me, you know. Tell me if I saw.
I must help my mother with the business that she has at home. He will continue to help, you know, sponsor her and help her with our bills and everything, and make sure that everybody all right. So me just decide to make us keep quiet, man. I got say nothing to anybody. When I do time, I ask to the son on my road, and me just hear them and keep it moving. Don't give away any of the secrets. So as time progress now, my mother started to have some kind of financial difficulty. I don't know if the bill then was getting too much, or she never did make enough money from the hairdressing. But she just started get stressed out too.
Right, that's a
One
journey.
year, she and Mr. Brown out there and peer quarreling, and you know, she cussed him and do him up wicked. I tell him saying, out alright, come out our effing house, and you know,
Christian man, I get mad.
Blah blah blah. But come on, because it come like said them you have a fight, and me did have to kind of calm her down, and Mr. Brown said, I'm gonna go away before him do anything, I'm gonna regret. And she better think about what I say, because this not gonna work otherwise.
Jesus.
So when I'm gone, I say, Mommy, when did I try to get up the way I didn't want to do? And she said, don't ask me. I don't want to talk about it.
Yes, I should. Russia should go good school
Then she
now.
started crying, and
One
I
of the
told
top
her she
school them.
not manage. Because if she not the way say, in there are no money, the business that she have no really make it, things expensive, and she no want move out of this also go down in a no get her again because she done with her life there, and all of them something there, right? So me say, mommy, you have to tell me what. I say, mama, tell me what him actually wants you to do.
Hey,
She
Killian.
call me Kay and say, him want you to be him woman. And I say, what? So I say, you really serious, mommy, him want me to sleep with him and him already asleep with you? And she has said, this is the only way him say him go carry on. Giving her money so that we can live a standard of life. That's good.
Yes, this is one of the things that is a risk when you are a single parent. And I want single mothers for you to listen. Because even though, let me tell you something, I grew up with a single mother, right? My parents were divorced, right? When I was a little girl. My dad, he had visitation rights and all of that throughout my childhood. And I grew up more or less with my mom being a single mom. And one of the things that took place because I grew up with a single mother was that I was not only my mother's child, but at times as I grew up and became more mature, I was like my mother's best friend. And then, in addition to that, I became like my mother's protector. I want you to listen. So, one of the risks of being a single parent is that we tend to develop bonds with our children that goes beyond maternal bonding or parental bonding, in that they cross over into a sphere of being like a friend, a bestie. And we feel the need sometimes to over divulge. We tell them too much. And things say they're willing to take, because the child is always going to be willing to take on your burdens because they care about you and they love you. And they know it's you one. I try everything to make them eat and sleep and dream. So they will be like, listen, mom, what is bothering you? Tell me, because they want to share your burden. And it is a very big temptation to offload onto your child. Now, I'm going to say this, lady. Your mother should have never tell you what Mr. Brown wants. It is surprising to me that she tell you, because the fact that she tell you means that she did not think about it. Why would it be something that she would put in your head to make you feel so, other than for what she should be telling you? If you put it in a mother-daughter role, she should have been looking at you and saying, daughter, you see that man, they don't talk to him again. You see when the man they come around, I want you to stone him like dog. I don't want you come near the gate. As you see him at the gate, just start dash buckle. You understand? Because me and him not take tea with him not belong here. I bet she did say that. And even that harsh. I'm just saying, why would she turn around and tell you these things if it never crossed her mind, right? Or she'd have looked for see, I wonder if. It's a bit strange.
Of course, I said to my mother, of course, that is a no, and she said she agreed. That is why she had to try manage without him. Boy, okay, coming like a the worst thing that, because when it start coming around now, so things just start get real tight. That time me said to mom, say, me go try look at work or whatever, because the hairdresser do it no really pick up. One of the girl did down the road, she did do here, and she did do here real good, right? And she did all have some girl from downtown would come up and help her, so everybody was going there, so. And we couldn't afford a shop or anything like that to come out of the area where the competition did there. So we did a struggle. Things get real tight. All one time, much time, remember, lighter lock off, water lock off, and all of these things. And my mother, she just have man after man. because it just never did a work. Me have man after man to try get money, it now work. I mean, I said to myself, say, why, you know something, the only time life did nice is when Mr. Brown did in the picture. So this about, say, call it, say, 8 months or, yes, about 8 months after she and him mash up, you know, and things get real rough. We all owe rent after things get rough. It's okay, me take it upon myself now, say, me have help out my mother. So, I actually turn up Mr. Brown house, I go visit the family. And the mother was there, you know, the wife, and it's like, you know, she was very pleasant, happy to see me, asking how is my mom and everything. And they just, you
Yes,
know,
Anne-Marie, it's similar.
And when the wife going to go get some more drink for us to drink, and we would sit up on the veranda, I tell Mr. Brown, say, you know, me give me new cell number, and I say, call me, because we have something to talk about. And just put the number in her pocket and say nothing. And then the wife come back out, and me say what me have to say with her, we just a chat and sign, and me tell her some gone, and we said our goodbyes. That night, Mr. Brown ring me. When Mr. Brown ring me now, Mr. Tim said, listen, things real rough and it, you know, it real bad. So, I know where you ask my mother, and me I agree to it if you clear off the whole of the debt then, what we have.
Listen to that.
Him say, no problem. So, me just decide, say, me go try to do this without my mother knowing, you know. So, I tell him, say, anything that happen, we have to do it on the road. So, what if a time, me used to go like, say, me go see my boyfriend. And that time I have my boyfriend, you know. As I said, I was going from boyfriend to boyfriend, so me always did have a man.
Yes,
She
Valencia.
thinks I never check my man on the road and so, but it was Mr. Brown. And we used to go, we used to park up a roadside, do what we have to do in our car, and give her all the money, and I come back, and I just give mommy what she need, and eventually, we just start clear off everything. My mother never have no clue. She thinks that the boyfriend wanna have and give me money and she grateful and she happy.
No, I'm gonna you see what you heard what you just said a while ago? You heard what you just said a while ago. This is the part that when I heard this part, you know, graduates, it really rocked my stomach because this mother is basically saying she never know that it was Mr. Brown. She didn't know it was Mr. Brown, but she knew that the girl had a boyfriend. Remember, you know, this is about a year on from dropping out of sixth form. So a year on from dropping out of sixth form, we're looking at a 17 going an 18-year-old girl. Right? And she knows that she have boyfriend. And that is after going from boyfriend to boyfriend. So that means that the mother was grateful for her having man. And if it's a boyfriend, which boyfriend cannot give money unless they are considerably older? Now must man. See that she just messaged me and say, yes, her boyfriend them used to range from, my boyfriends used to range from 18 to 23 years old. You hear that? Lady, make sure you text me about what I said before about the paternity part. You understand? So is that no little boy she would be going out within her, you know, is big man are adults, legal adults. But the mother was happy to take money from those sources. What kind of money them little boy they could have? Even 18 to 23. They are bringing bag of money to that where you can clear off debt. You either chop a line or you are do some criminal activity. You understand me? Because you're still fairly young. But she never asked no question. She never clarified. She just grateful for take. You know how much mother stay so? You know, I heard another platform holder speaking about, and I'm not going to call the person's name. And if you don't know the person's name, don't type it. I heard another platform holder speaking about how her mother tell her say she not fi lie down without her palm out. Make her know say she fi collect first before she lie down and all these things. And it was her mother who make her know say she fi sell her bits. Yes. And there are mothers out there who more or less use their daughters for financial gain at the expense of their daughters' safety, at the expense of their daughters' morals, at the expense of their daughters' integrity, so that they can live a nice life. Yes, bro Shaka, I'm not calling him. May have it recorded though, that they live there. Because I was floored when I heard the person confess that. You understand me? So there was something very wrong about how your mother handled this situation, that she would have just taken money from you without questioning, that she would be so grateful she never asked a question.
I just did what I had to do to help out my mother. And I saw it come that me and my mother end up with the same man. It wasn't at the same time. She and him still never together. But it was something to me that was a necessary evil to get my mother out of the situation that she was in. I was with this older man for some time. And eventually I got a nice job with a work as customer service, and then move up to manager, to supervisor, then to manager from a department. And I just say with which company, but popular company. And, things look up and actually make it start see Mr. Brown less and less. Him up in a age now. And me just in it and just make him know saying that thanks for all the help, but, I want to focus on my career and everything. And him understood because by them time that them man they did alright. Him never really that interested anymore. Because I get older, look like he only like them when they little bit on young.
You hear all that? You hear all that? Do you know how many older men in our communities that we know only deal with those that are not yet of age? And it is commonly accepted in our community. Oh, a young gal in like, a young gal in want. And it not coming like anything. We don't bat an eyelid because it is a heterosexual relationship. It's different if somebody of same sex is doing it, Everybody get them back up and them get all offended. But once it's a man and woman or man and girl, yes, or big woman and boy, well, if people turn a blind eye, and there's different dynamics to the thing. Because with the little boys being with the olders, it's like say the little boy turned down and say, what? Listen, I could tell you some stories, graduates. You know that I know of stories of teachers and students. Even from my own high school days, we were aware of it. And because we were children, we never thought it was wrong. We just think, say, as something sneaky. We know that part there. But we never know the magnitude of the wrongness. Sometimes it was female teachers, sometimes it was male teachers. Yes. And you know what school I went to, right? Because you know that at Immaculate, I think there was 1 or 2 male teachers. But when I moved on to Arden, for so after I had to choose my subjects, I moved to Arden. Anyway, me not go bust out them business, but those things are arrestable offenses. And even police will turn a blind eye if them hear anything while on the beats.
It's okay. My mother, I eventually confessed to her. I told her, that I did what I, what she never want me to do.
Me not think she
one
never want
evening,
it.
I said to my mother, sit down, Mama, I want to tell you something. I said, Mama, I remember when we go through hard times. And I tell her, say, listen, I miss a brown money. I did I bring come give you. Okay, the way my mother was so upset and distressed.
Yes, Bro Shaka. Bro Shaka, Andrews Hospital is on the main. You have to turn off. So you go past Andrews Hospital. It's on the same side of Andrews Hospital. And I believe it is the second right turn. You go down that road, Arden is there. That's exactly where it is.
I don't know if you understand how bad this was, but she got so sick. Her pressure went up, and it's like said my mother never quite recover from it.
Mm.
And even when I was long finished with Mr. Brown, my mother pressure problem eventually got so bad that she got a stroke.
You hear
I
that?
carry the burden to this day, okay? That is my behavior and the fact that I did this, but I just felt I needed to do what I had to do to help my mother out.
Oh God.
And
Mother gets stroke.
you know, she eventually forgave me and everything, but it did take a, it's strained her. It strained her so bad because she never wanted me to do it and go behind her back and do the same. A lot of times, young girls will go to big man and they might do it for money, but it's not necessarily just to hear nails and look hot. Sometimes it's because they want to help out them mother or them siblings, and they will do anything it takes in order to do that, to make sure everybody can eat, to make sure say you have your bills then pay. And I understand a lot of girls that basically will use them body to get where they need to get to in life, because sometimes it's an easy option in difficult circumstances. Anyway, Kate, thank you very much for listening to my story. I just want, other young girls to know that if you can avoid doing that, just avoid it. Because the fact that it made my mother so sick till she all gets stroke, I feel guilty about it every day. Every day. But at least I managed to hold out and not get involved with the man when I was underage.
You did still
But
underage.
still,
Okay, yes, you may have been over 16. But you did still underage. You can't stay there, still young and naive and underdeveloped, right? You may have waited until you were over 16, but you still did underage, my girl. Let me tell you something. I know you're saying that you're feeling extremely guilty. And graduates, I am sure you guys will agree with me on this. But have you ever stopped to think that perhaps it's your mother's guilt that made her get so sick, and not necessarily just that? That she, because she knows that she put you in that position. Let me tell you how I know that your mother had a clue. Your mother had an idea that something was amiss, because she take the money from you and she never once asked you where the money came from. All right, so she messaged me here. No, he is definitely not my father. I know who my father is. Now we even have a good relationship. And I have even given blood to my father. He is a complete match. Okay, all right. So he's not our dad. He's not our dad, right? So, at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, she knew something was not right, my girl. She was willing to take the money because of her desperation. She knows that she used you in order to live a different, to live a nice and comfortable life. If your mother knows that the hairdressing business never did a workout fair, why didn't she take up her backside and go and get another job? Look at you looking different job in order to help out. Why is the mother sticking to a business that is so competed against? You said that another hairdresser open up down the road, and the hairdresser have other hairdresser from down a town. Where do they hear them wicked? And she is getting competition to the point where them now come up the road to she anymore. So you not start use your head. Either you set up one little shop out of your gate. Start sell one and two things. Diversify the business. Sell beauty products. Start sell the hairdresser down the road, beauty products. Right? It was your mother who should have sacrificed and go make up with the man. She done did break our Christian values already and I sleep with married man. One more sin, now gonna be no different sin. Because even if the man did want try sample you, me sure knows that she did have enough skill for do what she want to do with him. For get more money out of him. For go set up another little business. Right? So at the end of the day, you should not have been bringing money to your mother. And she just willingly accepts, do not question, and was grateful for the money. I'm telling you straight that that's why your mother gets stroke. And that's why your mother gets stroke. Because it is so guilt and ride our spirits. You think that my children can come into my house with anything when me no give them? And me no question them heavily. Let me tell you something that happened to me when I was a little girl. When I was a little girl, my mother used to work for the Jamaica Tourist Board, right? Her job was to take tourists on tour of the island to show them some hot spots and whatever. And I believe that they had some contract with particular hotels. So I was my mother handbag. Right up until me a big girl, you know, me and my mother handbag. So as a little girl, I used to go to all the resorts, all the hotels. Yes, that's why to this day, I love hotel life. So my mother now have me on this resort, and I'm on the beach. She's on the beach as well, but she lie down there, you know, in the sun. And I said, Mommy, I'm going for a walk. And she said, don't go far. So I never go far. I just walk and I walk and I walk. And I was a pretty little girl. Yes, I was. Very cute. So me I walk and I walk and I walk, you know, and the way me always very chatty. So I just go up to the tourists them and I say, hi, and welcome to Jamaica. All that something there, right? As me, I do that now. Every tourist when I go to them, I say, oh my God, she's so cute. Oh God, give her some money. Francis, give her some money. And that them I do, you know. So every stop is a US dollar. Is a US dollar. Is another US dollar. And then somebody else collect a US dollar them so. So when Mrs. Say me I get dollars now. But there's a girl and I make conversation. And I entertain. And I entertain all of the tourists them. So I go back to my mother and I have a handful now of dollars. And I say, Mommy, me rich. I said, Mommy, look here. Look for money. You understand? My mother said, where you get that from? So I said, all of the tourists them that I spoke to, they gave me money while I was walking. All I did was go and say, hi, welcome to Jamaica. And they gave me money. You know what my mother did? Let me tell you what my mother did. And it taught me a lesson. My mother walked me through the beach and made me point out every single tourist that I stopped and spoke to. All of the white people there. And she made me give them back one by one. Me did have to give back every single dollar. Of course, it did burn me, you know, because I think I'm supposed to get paid for my service, me entertain after all. But my mother said, give them back it. Every single one. I did that, them I go back. Because you don't need it. What was the lesson? In graduates, what was the lesson? My mother teach me something of a licky licky. My mother teach me not to sell my soul for $1. You understand? Because I samfire me, I samfire them. That wasn't much of an entertainment. Me know, so me go get money, so me start enough up myself. Welcome to Jamaica. My mother say you don't take money from strangers, right? I'm not here raising no marionette. You're not here to jump and dance for no white man or white woman, and they dash you $1. Not a lesson. Know your worth. You understand? Know your worth. So from your mother, take all that money. And she never handed it back, and she never questioned, and she never investigated, my girl. It was her guilt that made her ill. She knows that she put a pressure on you by not investigating. She automatically gave you her burden. And because you're younger, you remember say you have the good body, you know. She knew you stood more of a chance to catch all of the fish them that was necessary so that you can eat. What a disgrace. It is a shame that what happened, and it is a shame that that burden was passed on to you. But you should not feel guilty. Forgive your mother, because clearly she doesn't know better. Remember, you said she was a young mom, which also means that she has got her own underdevelopment, her own trauma that she went through, that she did not surpass, right? So she may not have been able to give you the best example. Ah, Valencia. Maybe I will continue that and more with the tourists. If me realize that it's so easy to get $1, you're so right. You understand? So it is a shame that it went like that. But anyway, we're going to move on now. You know, so graduates may have one other story for share. I mean, I wonder if I share it now or if I save it for another live. I really wanted to look at some of the mental health traits of the crazy people on social media. And I have a story to share, a live to share that I recorded that I'm sure a lot of people didn't catch. Put it in the comments if I share it now or if I save it. Put it in the comments. Should I share it now or should I save it? Because I don't like to stay longer than an hour more unless my graduates want me to. But this one, we are going to break it down because I want you guys to look at just how mentally unstable some of these social media personalities are. You know, after that last live, where people said to me that the big people them in a phone going after the young people them, I went on a little bit of a research journey, and I wanted to do a kind of census to see, in terms of cyberbullying and things like that on social media, how many of these, how much of a percentage of these that I pick up on were from women that were in their late 40s up. And when I say late 40s, I mean I really count late 40s, I'm more 50s up. And I found it was a very high percentage. But this example that I'm going to give you, I don't know, it is extraordinary. But what I wanted to do is to actually analyze the big woman's response and also the impact it had on the younger social media personality. Share it, share it, share it. All right. You're on holidays. Huh? No, sir. That's what I said, Jackie. Jackie never hear me. I said Lady P is no innocent. Lady P terrible. She is. right? Lady P is not innocent because even throughout this life, she started to tell her about her past and custom dirty bad words said way, right? And she also has gone at it terribly with Ivani, and terribly she has gone at it with Destiny. So I know for a fact that Lady P is not innocent. But I'm saying that these people should go in at it with them in our age group. She in fact, she might be slightly older than them, right? But that's still our age group. And this woman just take on the war for money. She making it clear. She telling her to cuss her for money, you know. Cuss her for money. And this is her rational. You know what, I make money. Cuss out my what's it. That's what she'll say. No shame. No shame, no regard. And of course, there's that point in time when women become very emancipated. And in that we give zero S about what people think about us. We just don't care. But you know what should always matter? It should always matter how you are perceived for your generations to come. And we always think that because our children are adults, it doesn't matter how we behave anymore when we get to that stage. It does. Yeah, she work over, right? She work over pa Ivani. I wanna then she work over Panya. Me remember one life she put somebody name on parchment paper and burn it. And she tell them say she go over man for them. And she laughed at Destiny when Destiny did get kick off of the asylum seeker list or whatever. She never sorry for Destiny. Yeah, so there's lots of information like that out there. Lady P is yeah, she's got mental issues. And what was hilarious was how she was saying that she has never come online. For the rest of this, she was actually saying, I've never come online and begged anything. And Lady P was begging. She was begging for paying her bills and stuff. That's why she had the nervous breakdown in the first place. As a matter of fact, let me show you. Don't worry, this one don't have no only bad word. Let me show you this part. Because when Lady P lost it.
Oh, to come.
Hold on. When Lady P lost it, the first thing they did was beg. Hold on.
On here and speak on it, but she's going through a lot. She is going through depression at the moment, and I offered to call the ambulance and everything. I see that in the comments, but you know, based on situation, she's scared and don't want me to do it, right? So she went ahead and took all these medications that she was given, you know, and right now it rough. Yeah, I figure down. Make me try to do that, but she don't want me to do that, and me don't want to step out the line and go call nobody and then anything go wrong. You understand? So guys, anything at all you guys can do, it will be
See, so
to come on here and speak on it. But
so she asked for any donation you can do to help, because she got to get her car taken away. She behind with her bills and all these things, right? That is what she's saying. Okay. Now, if you not listen to this one now. Because according to the old woman, you know, Lady P did a fake it. She doesn't believe that she was genuinely having a breakdown, right?
Top up or some.
So she has everybody begging on her.
Thing, you know, if you can send her one gift or roses or whatever, I know she would appreciate it. She can't speak right now, but everything counts and everything matters. So whatever you can donate or whatever you can help and send, just do it. Yeah, and if she have a Zelle, she can put it in. She can put it in the comments and you know, just bless her up.
You get me? Sometimes things happen for a reason. We can't too speak on it, you know. People have their down moments. Everybody in America have their down moments. Not because we come on social media every day smiling, but sometimes we're fighting a silent battle that we cannot speak on. You hear what I'm saying? And sometimes we as Jamaicans are too proud to ask for help. But see one thing, Lady P,
who she attack? Lady P never too proud for herself. Lady P always a beg for sitting. So I don't know what she mean by that. So that was when she had her breakdown. Another time she came out online and sitting the do her neck. And then, you know, she does a lot of stuff to get attention where people might want to actually more things for her. Okay.
guys, good
It is
morning.
not a strange thing. So anyway, after she had the breakdown, she got admitted into hospital. And this is how they handled that, right? So she got admitted into hospital. And of course, they were begging from before hospital, you know.
I'm asking, I'm asking for a little donation, a little assistance for Lady P. She got through a little financial difficult. She gonna lose her car. She gonna go homeless because she backed up in bills. And she just asking for a little assistance, just a little. You know, Lady P normally really come here and complain that she was working. She told me to go back on that part. But that part hurt me. That part hurt me a lot. Because I'm too bad you depend on your job, you never did depend on all of this. So you guys can, I'm asking kids and you guys can support her or cash up. You know, I don't know much about phone, you know, so hopefully do the cash up same thing. I was going to go tell them the name. I don't know much about phone, but I know all of them. I don't really go live, so I don't know. Her number is 848-287-4650. You can use that number and Zeller.
You're there.
I appreciate the help. Thank you, guys.
Let me tell you something. One of the things that I pray will never be anybody's portion on my life, you see, is that it gets to the point where you have to come on social media and share your troubles, right? We all know that sometimes social media is a great source of help and people will come out and they will ask for help because it is very much needed. But there are people who make it bad for others because they come online and they exploit your pockets. They throw all kind of illness when it really goes so. Then go out with themselves just so that they can lean on your pity and your mercy and collect your dollars. And it's hard to use your discernment in situations like that, especially if you're trying to be a helpful person. But let me tell you something, as I said, she's not innocent. Because
you see anything at the hotel, you must come take me, love.
all right, this was the response of destiny. When it is that Lady P was in hospital for her breakdown, right? All of this is what inspired the old woman to text that Panarino.
I'm going to teach you something about what are we saying and what are we naturally going to mix up every day. But it's when you go to the forest and say, you're like black and for people, my love, and print to say, you're like black and for people, and put people in your conscious paper, and write people in your leg, and put it in a fridge. You see what your judgment deform? You have no mercy. Nothing for Father God not help you, my love. The thing that people, God not help you. My love, and that me I tell you, my love. You see when you put people in your paper and write up and put in a fridge and like black jungle and walk dolly and voodoo. Hey! No lucky, when 6 o'clock come. I won't come. You see much as how you hear me cussing to people. Me not listen to somebody, my love. Me not doing it. Me can't do it. Me cannot do it. My love.
Yep. So as you can see, she is no innocent. She has done some dreadful things on that. And this is what I'm saying. All of these young people, they will do certain things for views. They will say certain things. You notice how quick she was talking about how she would have put down money on the lady life and all these things. The other lady was like, she would never ever send nobody for take no 3 point. Now she go no over a person for that person there. But yet she'll go for herself. Yes. So I'm saying, although there are differences, it's a gradual path, right? You can almost look at Lady P as the starting point, and that the woman in her 50s as the end. And all of it is about women who are broken, who have not healed properly. And so as they get older and older, it takes an impact on their mental health, how they handle conflict. There's a lot of venom, right? Lady P may not be at the stage of the woman in her 50s yet. But if she don't get her life under control, it's only a matter of time and she will end up just like that. Taking it out on another young person who may have some time to heal themselves. Anyway, yes, my dear, them ball online. No, some mean things are more I would have run with than this, you know. I thought that a lot of you would have run because I know that this part is a real big people segment. Yes. So listen, these people, they may sound harsh, they may sound brash, but they are our people. They are part of our culture. And sometimes we really have to look at the rawest of them to find out why it is that we are the way we are. Why is it that this kind of behavior is considered normal and acceptable? And it isn't. I'm telling you it's not. Right? No matter what your background, no matter whether or not you come from ghetto, it doesn't matter. That kind of way of behaving is to do with being broken on the inside, right? And not getting the right healing. It's the fact that we do not value well-being in our country. Yes? In this country, as you go doctor, as sit and do your life, them a send you go counselor. Them not just look for you physically, them looking at you mentally. There's no such thing in Jamaica unless you have gone through some extreme trauma. And even then you have to have money for pay. So anyway, let me go through the comments before I go. Make sure you guys like up the live. I know it was a Hila Gully ride went from one end to the next. But I'm sure regardless of everything that you guys have all learned something in class today. I find that when month end come, these so-called influencers don't make enough, they carry on for the most of you. That is so true. Like up the live, the lady speaks facts about women on the media behavior. Yes, I'm new here, but love what I've been listening to. Keep on spreading truth, sister. Always observing. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Andrea Martin is a civil jack. This girl. What? Good evening, Andrea. Tricks in a trade. Absolutely. Blessings, enough respect. Andreen. Was that a man or a woman? That was a woman. What do you mean? It's not a man. If you ask him, he will say otherwise. Russia on the man. That is a big woman, beloved. So trust and believe that was a woman, right? All right. So the like of the live, guys. Thank you so much. This is your girl, Head Teacher K. Good night.